Hello everybody, I am Naim. Good afternoon. Hopefully all of you are good, and I am here to guideline you how to install the AllNews24 CMS. So basically this CMS is a custom CMS, and this is configurable branding and multi-language role-based user, and this is the integration of instant article, photo and video gallery, and ad placement. These are the features, and there is more features I will tell you later. So now if you see the first version of AllNews24 ML, the main zip file is in here. So I am going to extract it, and I'm going to extract it in here, the same directory. So I will get a folder v1.0. so I will enter the folder and I will see the project, the main project zip folder, the documentation, and the readme, the guideline of the steps of how to install it, and the databases. There is, you see, two databases. One is actually, this is the for demo purpose, take value all news. This is the demo database, but if you want to give fresh installation, then you will use just this database, the intake version. You see, take value all news intake version. So intake database is the similar database, but this is for fresh start. But if you want to see some demo purpose, you can import the demo. So any one of you just choose any one of them. Okay, so at first we will check the documentation. So if I go to the documentation, and this is the index.html, I will open it in browser. Okay, I am open it in browser, and you see in the browser the first label is about the AllNews24, and this is the demo of AllNews, the preview version, and these are the features. I already mentioned you, this is a custom CMS, configurable branding, admin panel, responsive, multi-language, role-based. These are the features. Okay, and what file are include? There is I already mentioned you, the main version 1.0 zip folder is already include, and we extract this, and these are the requirements that is the application will run in the Apache or iOS or Nginx. If your site is Nginx, make sure this is required for Nginx version for routing. Actually Texas is not working in Nginx, but for routing you just make sure that your application host information like this. Okay, this is the installation guideline. So at first please extract the folder and zip folder. I already extract this and I get the project folder. So we need to extract the project folder. Okay, I go to the folder, and this is the project folder, so I will extract it. Okay, extract is already done. So if I see the project folder, these are the files. Just sorry. Okay, no problem. Arranged by name. Okay, so these are the files. Actually the main file is app folder. You see in the documentation I already mentioned in here. Just upload these files to the cPanel or FTP. Which files? These files. That means app folder, plugin, the everything of this project folder, everything you should be uploading your cpanel or your FTP. So I have a cpanel, so I just log in, and using file manager you just upload in your public HTML the all files. But in my case I will use FTP. And I already connected in this here, so I just again connect in the tag valley. I just connect in the tag valley. Okay, and I will go to the public HTML. This is the root directory for my site, but I will install it in a subfolder. I mean in a folder I will install it, and this is the subfolder AllNews24 ml. So I already uploaded using FTP, and my files are already there. The app, library, plugins, vendor, the other files are available in here. So I already uploaded using FTP. And you see my folder directory public HTML and a subdirectory AllNews24 ml. So my target is to run this as a subdomain. So I need to go to my cpanel, and if I check my subdomain, available subdomain, domain and subdomain, if I see the available subdomain, and I will see that AllNews email, and I already configure it. Just create a name subdomain, or if you ignore it if you using the public HTML as a root domain. But in my case I am using subdomain. So in my subdomain I see this is my host, I mean this is the domain allnews24ml.techvalley.com. this is the subdomain name, and the directory is public HTML allnews24ml. That means when I create as a subdomain, I just make sure the document root where it is pointed. So in my case it is pointed is public HTML AllNews24 ml. I already show you that we see the FTP, the AllNews24 ml directory have the files that we require. So I will open the documentation. That means I already mentioned that I now just upload all files in your cpanel or FTP. So we already uploaded. Now you just access into your upload folder and move all folder in the line. That means we already upload app, library, vendor, plugin folders. This is already upload. So first thing, we need to check the PHP info. We need to check PHP info. How? Our subdomain is this one. So if your domain is this one, then just give before the root. So in my case my subdomain is this one, and I will open a new tab, this one, and after this I will check the heartbeat. That means this is the root directory, maybe your root directory or your subdomain, whatever, but you just put after slash. So I will check the heartbeat. What is heartbeat? This is PHP info. What is my PHP version? So you see the root directory is this one, and the heartbeat. So this is the heartbeat, and this is for PHP information. To make sure your PHP version is 5.2.8, that means if you see the requirements, we already mentioned the PHP version should be 5.2.8 or greater. I mean 5.6 or 7. In my case the PHP version is 7. That's good, but you need to cross check two things. One is INTL. Yeah, INTL is already installed, and another thing is MB string. Yeah, MB string is also installed in the server. So basically this is required for Cake PHP application. So we already check the PHP heartbeat. So our PHP info is already checked. So now home landing page check dependency to make sure for right permission. That means these three folder should be right permission. What is the app temp folder? You see the root means this one. This is my root for a domain. So we just mentioned the app temp folder. So where is app? If you see this folder, the app, and if I enter the folder, it just take time. Actually it depends on the internet connectivity. So I just go to the app and my temp folder. So in the temp folder we require it to make writable. So if I check the permission, file permission, you need to confirm the recursively subdirectory. That means all subdirectory should be writable. So I just check the recursive and give the 777 the write permission, and okay. If you press ok, the permission will be available. So the temp folder, similarly you need to check the webroot uploads folder. That means we need to go the webroot, and if I enter the webroot, I will get the uploads folder. So you see, similarly file permission you need to check recursively and 777. Okay, similarly one last thing, that is the view resource folder. View resource folder, where it is, if I go to up and if I go to the view, and in the view there is a resource folder, yeah, this one, and you just make sure this is recursively and 777 the full permission. So these three permission is given as a right permission. Now if I check the landing page, my landing page is my site. So this is the landing page. If I see my PHP version is okay, temp directory is writable, upload folder is writable, resource directory is writable, that's good. So the database configuration file is present, but the cake PHP not able to connect to the database. That means database is still not connected. So for this we need to establish the database connectivity. So how we connect the database? We need to go, if I go to the documentation, we see app config database.php. So if I see, you need to go to the app config and the database. If I edit it, so we see this is the cake PHP connectivity, database connectivity. So we need to know the database credential. So I will go back to the cPanel to check my database, in which database we will import the data. So if I go to the MySQL databases, we see you just create a new database. I already created a TechVal AllNews database and a user, TechVal AllNews a user, and I just make sure the permission, that means my user is AllNews and database is AllNews, and add for permission, and I just place it all privileges. So my username is this one and database is this one, and I just make changes. So my database is created. So I will provide the credential, database edit. Okay, so you see the login user, okay, fine, database is also fine, but the password is different, mlcgg. Actually when I create the user, I just mention the password, so this is the password. Okay, so I just save this one, and when I save it, now we check the refresh the landing page, so the able to connect to the database, so my database is connected, but this is empty database, so I need to import the database. So using php myadmin, all news our database, and this is empty, so we need to import it, and I'm going to import it. So in my case this is and I will install as a demo, I will use the demo database. So this is the demo version, I already mentioned this is for demo database, but intake is fresh database, but I will install it as demo database, so I just use this SQL file and just go, it will take time. Okay, so the data is already installed, and we see the tables there, so demo database is also already there. So we already complete the 7 and 8, the new import I already imported, successful database connectivity we already checked. Now if I go to the our landing page, there is everything is green except the last one, database connection need update for instant article API connectivity. That is, for instant article we need to automatically create the feed for instant article. Facebook will automatically import your feed data to the Facebook application, I mean the instant article application. So all the, you just make sure the connectivity is working. So if I go to the web root uploads and define inc, I just give the connection whether it is connected in the valid connectivity. So I just go to the web root uploads define inc to make sure the connection is correct. So web root uploads and define.inc, we see the define.inc and make sure the connectivity is properly assigned. So you see the host is localhost, okay, username is your database username, and the password is okay, the database name is established, and this is the base URL. That means when a feed is generated, this base URL will import, so this base URL should be correct. So in my case I am in subdomain, that's why I am just put the subdomain URL. So this is the connectivity for instant article, and you don't need to do anything, everything will be done by automatically using the backend. So now, so our if each and every step is complete until now. So now route name in the home control, that means our routing should be changed, because our this is for checker, installation checker, so our installation checker is complete. So now I am just check this route, just check this route whether in here this is config and routes. So I am going to FileZilla again, and I just go to the config and the routes. So in the routes, if I see, you just make a update. The home action should be replaced by index. Actually this is for live version, but home is for checker version, I mean installation checker version. So I just put this as index, just replace by index. So now it is published. So if I see the landing page, now we see, ooh, we are come here the landing page. So this is our landing page and this is the home page, and this here with some data. I already mentioned that with some dummy data we just see the current version. So this is the home page. You see these are the ad placement, and it can be changed by admin panel. The right portion, top portion, and the middle portion, there is photos and videos as album and social connectivity. Okay, so this is the home page, and if I go to the category, this is the category version, and in the category there is two types, as a list or as a grid, and also there is a pagination, I mean you can paginate, and this is the detail page, and you can see this is the detail page. So you see everything is in English, but there is two version, whether it is English or Bengali. If I choose Bengali, you can see everything, the language is changed, every language is changed as Bengali. So I will show you as English. So if I choose English, everything is in English. So this is the multilingual system. So you can add much more language using admin panel. So launch the portal, we already launched the portal. Now check the backend. So now we need, I just open new tab, and my admin URL should be, if I see the documentation, I just keep this one and slash, and this is the admin section. So this is the admin part. So we already mentioned there is currently there is three type of credential, that means super admin, uploader, contributor. So super admin, if I use this credential as a super admin, I just this is the password. So if I log in, yeah, successfully logged in, and this is the dashboard. So when you start, this is the dashboard. When you start, you need to track bottom up approach. That means you have to follow at first settings, I mean global settings. You just set this as global setting, your site name, your slogan, your numbers, contact information, and Facebook pages or social pages, and the Facebook page code, and the app ID. This is the first things, you make sure your app ID and Facebook pages is with this ID, because these pages will be create the instant article feeds. Okay, and this is the Google Analytics. You can set the Google Analytics ID in here, and these are the logos. You can update these logos from here. So global setting is the first thing you need to make sure. So after this, you just make sure what type of language or how many languages you need to publish. So in the language setting, right now we see there is only two versions, Bangla version and English version. If I choose Bangla version, we already say you there is the text that is dependent based on the language and maybe change based on language. If I see the home for Bangla version, it can be Prochod, maybe Hindi version or Dutch version may be different. You just make sure these are the default terms and it will be replaced by this current language version. I choose the Bengali, that's why the Bengali version. If I choose English, so everything is default as English. So this is the preset languages. Okay, so now you see the left section, we see ad placement. What is ad placement? Ad placement is actually in the home page we see there is 3 position. If I check the ad, there is 3 position, top one, right one and the middle one. So you can set from your admin, the ad placement. So, and this is difference based on the pages. That means home page there are 3 types of position. Similarly category page there are different type of ad position, and digital page there is different type of ad position. Okay, so these are the users, there is multiple users and you can add more user. Okay, so there is file manager, you can upload the files. There is categories, so this categories is based on languages. That means right now in this portal there is 2 type of language. That is, if I go to the dashboard, we see there is English and Bangla version. If I choose English version, so everything will be changed as the English version. So if I go to the category, we see the English version category. If I go to the breaking news, the English version of breaking news. If I go back to the dashboard and choose Bengali, so if I go to the category, so you see the different type of categories. That means these are based on only Bengali. Similarly, if I go to the breaking news, these are the based on Bengali version. That means in the dashboard, which language you choose, that will generate the other pages already keep. So these are the things, and if I go to the news list, you just put an article. This is so simple, just add news and place the title, category and the description, and it choose the lead type, what type of lead, and the images as you want, and these are the list. And after saving a news, you can see this, and there is 2 things. Lead one news can be draggable. These are the lead news, this is draggable, you can drag and drop. Similarly the featured news is also, there is featured news, you see featured news, this is also draggable, you just make sure. So these are the backend. So this is so simple backend. So okay, now bottom up, I already mentioned bottom up process CMS. That means from global setting to news list, you just make the steps. And now there is some basic SEO, that means RSS and sitemap. If I see, if you just place RSS, successfully feed generated, that means your sitemap is available. I already mentioned this is the sitemap. So if you see, this is the sitemap, you see this is the sitemap. Similarly the instant article. Okay, so before that, how to integrate the instant article? Before that, you need to, you have to be a Facebook page. So I am going to show you. So I have page, let's see. Instant article system, at first you have to have a Facebook page, and there I have a Facebook page, and to activation the instant article you have to sign up first. So using the instant article sign up version, I will show you the developer Facebook okay, you can googling, you can search. This is the Facebook instant underscore article sign up. If you go there, if you are admin of a page, then the page list will be come in here, and you just choose a page and checkbox and just access instant article tool. So before that you have to sign up, instant article sign up for your particular page, and choosing a particular page just checkbox and access instant article. So I have already signed up a page, that is Take Valley. So if I sign up, then just go to the settings. After successfully sign up, go to the settings, and in the left version you will see the instant article. So in here you have to check two things, that is, if you see, this is the configuration page for instant article configuration page. So first thing, connect your site. First step is connect your site, that is this ID. So I already mentioned that if you go to the global settings from our custom admin, I have already mentioned there the Facebook pages. So this page is this page, so your page will be replaced by this page, then the page will be connected from Facebook to your page. After that you just make sure your domain is available. So I just make out my domain and I just claim, and after claiming you just check the whether the pages is correct. If the correct based on the domain, then it will activated for this portion. Okay, fine. After that I already mentioned that we already create the feed. How? You just make sure this is generated by your cron. That means you just make sure that this feed is working in your cron. So if I okay, I just view site, and this is my site, and I just place this one. Actually this is the generator for instant article feed, and if I enter, that means successful instant article feed are generated, that means feed are generated. So this URL should be in your cron, that will be automatically update 10 minutes or 12 minutes. But if you run this one, then you will get a feed automatically, you will get a feed in this URL. So this URL is valid, and this is for instant article feeds. So you just make copy this one, copy this URL, I mean which URL, you just copy this URL, you just copy your site uploads and instant article XML, just copy this URL and place in your page in here production RSS feed, just paste in here and just save. So Facebook will automatically, after 5 minutes, it will be automatically crawled and imported your data. I have already shown you that your data is already there. Your data is automatically, when the PHP file is generated, this data is also already generated, and these feeds will go to the Facebook by placing this. You just one time give this one, but other thing is do your cron. So if you place this one and production article, if you see, these are the content automatically crawled by Facebook. So after this you will see the second step is submit for review. Actually the Facebook required minimum 10 article for first time for reviewing the step, and if your feed is okay, then Facebook will take 2 to 3 days, maybe they already mentioned about 3 to 5 working days, or but it will take only 2 days, 2 or 3 days for check review this step. And if you success this one, you can make live, and you see I already make some live, and this is unpublished. You can, if your review is success, then you can publish. So just published, yeah, we just published. So this is the instant article steps. So you don't need to do, you just first time you just configure the instant article steps, after then everything will be easy. So your site, this is your site. So net slow internet connection, that's it. So this is your portal, and this is multi-language. I already mentioned multi-language and role-based user and instant article integration, also the ad position. So hopefully you guys are enjoying my installation guide. Thank you to all for viewing the video.